Hi guys, thank you for clicking on this video. If you are new here, Day is my name, and today I'll be showing you how I made this granny stitch bralette. I added the fringe, but it's optional. You don't have to add it if you don't want it. So I made this bralette because we are in summer and this is something that I would wear outside, and I'll be doing that very soon. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you're gonna miss on those pictures. So I'll be posting them soon as I take them. So this is a bralette that I came up with. I recently became a new mom, so my son is only 2 months old, so my chest is huge, guys. It's huge. So if you are someone like me looking for something comfy like this, keep watching and follow along. This is an easy bralette to do. You can do this in one day. I made this for my size, but you can make it in any size that you prefer. Okay, so please subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you so much, and remember to share this video with your fellow crocheters whom you think might find it helpful. I'm wearing a strapless bralette inside, and this helps a lot to not put a whole lot of strain around your neck. So yeah, it really helps to keep the bralette in place and to feel more firm and comfortable. So I think I've said it all, so let's dive into the tutorial. I'll be telling you how to make it in different sizes. So yeah, so let's dive in. You're gonna need some pair of scissors. You're gonna need some yarn, and I'm going to be using my leftover yarn. You're gonna need a 4.25 millimeter hook or any hook size that your yarn recommends. This yarn is called Impacable. It's a size 4 yarn, and it's 127.5 grams, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna be using. You're gonna need a tape measure as well. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to start with a slip knot. Then you're going to insert your hook, and you're going to make a chain of 4. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to count. Then you're going to yarn over and skip 3 chains, and into the 4th you're going to make a double crochet, and after that you're going to create this loop which we're going to work into next. So chain 3, yarn over, and into that loop you're going to make a double crochet, and after that double crochet you're going to make a second loop. Chain 3, yarn over, and make a double crochet into that second loop you made previously, and you're going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat that until I have a total of 8 loops. For a size extra small to medium, you're going to make 5 loops. For a size large to extra large, you're going to make 8 loops like I'm doing. This is my 8th loop, so I have a total of 8 loops now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're going to start our first row. You're going to chain 3, which is going to count as a double crochet. Then you're going to yarn over into that loop that you have. You're going to make 3 double crochets into that loop. That's 1, 2, and 3. So you have a chain of 3 and 3 double crochets into that first loop. Then you're going to yarn over and make 3 double crochets into the next loop, and you're going to repeat that, making 3 double crochets in every loop until you have 1 loop left. So once you have 1 loop left, you're going to place the 3 double crochets, then after that you're going to chain 1 in, and in that same loop you're going to make 3 more double crochets. So you'll have a total of 6 double crochets in that same loop, separated with a chain 1. So you'll have something like this, and this is going to be the corner of our bralette. So now we're going to work on the opposite side of our loops or our chain. So you're going to yarn over and insert your hook in the next loop, and then you're going to make 3 double crochets into that loop. Okay. Then yarn over, 3 double crochets into the next loop, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end of the row. So basically we're doing the same thing, but we're doing it on the other side of our loops. Okay, I have 1 loop left here, so I'm going to place there my 3 double crochets. And then I'm going to finish it with 1 more double crochet, but this time I'm going to place it right on top of the chain. Okay, so here at the end we have a total of 4 double crochets, and at this point your work should look like this. I'm going to take the measurement so you can see how long this is. And it measures 5 inches so far. Alright, so now we're going to start our second row. So chain 3, turn your work. Then you're going to yarn over and you're going to skip those next stitches, and into the next space you're going to make 3 double crochets. So basically you've skipped the 3 double crochets and then made 3 double crochets in the next space, skip 3 double crochets, make 3 double crochets into the next space, yarn over, skip 3 double crochets and make 3 double crochets into the next space, yarn over, skip 3 and make 3 double crochets into the next space, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the center of our bralette, and that's where we have the chain 1 space. All right, I'm now at the center of my bralette. This is where we chained 1, so you're going to yarn over and you're going to place there 3 double crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to chain 1, and into that same space you're going to make 3 more double crochets. So you have a total of 6 and a chain 1 in that same space. Then you're going to repeat the same thing we just did here on the other side of our bra cap. So you're going to skip 3, and into the next space you're going to make 3 double crochets. Yarn over, skip 3, and make 3 double crochets into the next space, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end. So I'm now at the end of my row, and I have a set of 3 double crochet and the last double crochet. So we're going to yarn over and skip those 3 double crochets and place just 1 double crochet on top of that last stitch, and you should have something like this at the end. Chain 1, and I'm now going to change colors. So I'm going to cut off the yarn. I'm going to pull this tight and attach the new color. So I'm attaching my new color right on top of that last double crochet that I just made, and this is the color that I'm using. So make a slip knot, I'm going to chain 1 to secure the yarn, and then I'm going to chain 3, which is going to count as a double crochet, and in that first space right here you're going to place the 3 double crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, skip 3, and into the next space you're going to make 3 double crochets. Yarn over, skip 3, and into the next space make 3 double crochets. And basically that's what you're going to repeat until you get to the chain 1 space. When you get to the chain 1 space, you're going to make 3 double crochets into that space. 1, 2 and 3. Then you're going to chain 1, and into that same space you're going to make 3 double crochets. So you have 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the same space. Then you're going to yarn over and skip the next 3 double crochets and make 3 double crochets into the next space. Skip 3, make 3 double crochets into the next space. Skip 3 and make 3 double crochets into the next space until you get to the end of the row. So once you get to the end of the row, you can see that we started here with the chain 3 and the 3 double crochets. So that means you're going to make 3 double crochets into that last space and then make a double crochet on top of the chain 3 that we started with to complete the row. Okay, you should have something like this. Row 4, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. And then you're going to yarn over and skip all this, skip the next 3 double crochets and make 3 double crochets into the next space. Skip 3 and make 3 double crochets into the next space. Yarn over, skip 3 and make 3 double crochets into the next space, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the chain 1 space. When you get to the chain 1 space, you're simply going to make your 3 double crochets, chain 1, make 3 more double crochets into that same space. Your work should be looking like this, and then you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side of the bra cup, making 3 double crochets, skip 3, 3 double crochets until you get to the end. When you get to the end of the row, we need to have the same thing we have here. So you're going to yarn over, skip 3, and double crochet on top of that first chain from the previous row to complete the row. Chain 1, and I'm going to change colors. So if you don't have to change colors, so you just have to continue with the same yarn. So I'm going to pull this tight. And at the end of row 4, this is what you should be having. It's easy to make, but you need to put more focus at the beginning and at the end of every row. So you can see that here we have a space, okay, and then the next row has the chain 3 and 3 double crochets, and the next row has this space. So you're going to keep alternating with that at every row, while starting the row and ending the row. Make sure if you started with the chain 3 and 3 double crochets, you end with a double crochet in the last chain. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to repeat this same pattern for a total of 11 rows, and then I'll be back. I have made my second cup as well, so I'm showing you what we're going to be doing next, which is extending the side of our cup. So I've already done it on my first cup, so I'm going to show you guys how to do it on this second cup. So here I'm going to cut off the yarn, and then I'm going to pull this strand tight, because I'm going to reattach the yarn on the other side of the cup. The reason why I'm doing that is because this is the right side of my bra cup, and I've already made this I've already worked on that side on the other cup, so I'm going to reattach my yarn on the other side of my bra cup, and then I'll do the same thing. So this side of my bra cup measures about 4.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to count how many clusters I have for this side, and then I'll do the same number of clusters on the other side as well. So here I have 6, so I'm going to count 6 on the other side, and then I'm going to reattach my yarn. So I'm going to reattach my yarn right here, and I'm starting from this end because I was supposed to turn my work. So you need to make sure that you turn your work every row, at the end of every row. So I'm reattaching my yarn. So I'm going to chain up 3, which is going to count as a double crochet, and into that same space I'm going to make 3 double crochets, yarn over, skip 3, and into the next space you're going to make 3 double crochets, skip 3 and make 3 double crochets into the next space, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end. So at the end of my row, I have 1 space left, and I'm going to do the same exact thing I started with. So I'm going to place there 3 double crochets, and then make a double crochet on top of the chain to complete the row. So at the end of it, you need to have a total of 4 double crochets, just like we had here. So next you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. Then you're going to skip 3 double crochets, and into the next space you're going to make 3 double crochets. So as you can see on this next row, we have started with that beginning loop. So just skip 3 and make 3 double crochets in every space until you get to the end. Once you get to the end, you're going to yarn over and make a double crochet on top of that first chain that you have, and then you're going to repeat that row for as many rows as you like for your back coverage, keeping in mind that this is going to stretch a little bit as you tie, as you pull through the chain that we're going to attach at the back. Just remember that how you start the row is how you end it. If you started with that chain 3, or you're going to end with a double crochet. If you start with a chain of 3 and then 3 double crochets, then you're going to end with 3 double crochets and a chain. So I'm going to repeat this for a total of 11 rows. And that should be able to cover the back of my, should be enough, okay? And it measures about 5 inches. So here it is, done making my 11 rows for this part. So you need to have, your work should be looking like this as well. So I just cut off the yarn and I'm going to pull this tight, okay? Chain 1 and pull tight, and I'm now going to attach the new color, but before that we need to join our bra cups. So we're going to join it through the wrong side of our bra cup. So I'm going to put this on top of the other bra cup, so now it's the wrong side facing me. Okay, so we're working on the wrong side of both bra cups because we need this seam line to be inside when we put it on. Alright, I'm going to insert my hook right on top of that first chain, and I'm going to go through the last double crochet that I have on the back, on the other cup, then make a slip knot, then I'm going to join this with a single crochet stitches, but you can use the darning needle or you can use slip stitches for this part, whatever you like. So I'm going to chain 1 and then back into that same space I'm going to make a single crochet, then I'm going to go on top of the next double crochet and I'm going to go through the next double crochet for both cups and make a single crochet. Insert your hook into the next stitch of both sides or both cups and make a single crochet, and I'm going to repeat this until I join enough. You know, it depends on how much cleavage you want to show. If you don't want your cleavage to show, you're going to do more single crochets. So into that last space, I'm just going to slip stitch and then I'll cut off the yarn. And this is how your work should be looking. And I have joined 1, 2, 3, 4 clusters. So this is what you should have at this point. So the next thing we're going to do is work around this area, okay, like so. And I'll be showing you how to do that in a second. So get whatever yarn you're going to use for this part, and then you're going to make a slip knot on that with that yarn, and then we're going to attach it. So I'm going to start from this point right here on top of this first double crochet. I'm going to attach my yarn, chain 1 to secure it, then chain 1 again, and then in that first space you're going to make a single crochet on top of the next double crochet, single crochet on top of the next double crochet, and you're going to repeat that, making a single crochet on top of every stitch until you get to the other side of your cup. So once you get to this top part here, this is what you should have. Then you're going to make a chain of 4, and then into that same space you're going to slip stitch. Then you're going to single crochet in the next side row, and then single crochet in the next space, chain 4, and into that same space you're going to slip stitch. Single crochet in the next side row, single crochet into the next space, chain 4, and then you're going to slip stitch into that same space. Single crochet into the next side row, and in the next space, chain 4, then slip stitch in the same space. I'm going to repeat that until I start working on the side of the bra cup itself. This is how your work should look. So once you get to this side here of the bra cup, you're going to skip all this and single crochet into the next space. like that. Then chain 4, and into that same space you're going to make a slip stitch. Then you're going to make a single crochet in the second stage of the cluster, then single crochet in the next space, chain 4, and then slip stitch in that same space. Then you're going to count 1, 2. So on top of that second stitch you're going to make a single crochet in the next space, chain 4, and then you're going to make a slip stitch. On top of the second stitch you're going to make a single crochet on top of the next space, chain 4, and slip stitch. And that's what you're going to repeat until you get to the top of the bra cup. Once you get to the top of the bra cup, you're going to single crochet on top of that next stitch, the middle stitch. And then you're going to single crochet in the chain 1 space right here. Then you're going to make a chain long enough to go around to tie around your neck. I chained 63. So I've made my 63 chains, and now I'm going to insert my hook into the 4th chain and make a slip stitch, chain 3, skip 3, and into the 4th make a slip stitch. You can make this chain for as long as you want it to be. So 63 chains was enough for me. So what you're gonna do is keep making a chain of 3 and then slip stitching into the 4th chain. Chain 3, skip 3 into the 4th, make a slip stitch. So I'm going to repeat this until I get to the end of the chain. I'm at the end of my chain, and this is what I have for now. So I have 3 chains left. So I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to make a single crochet into that chain 1 space. And that's what you should have. Next, you're going to skip all those next stitches. You're going to skip those 3 stitches, then single crochet into the next space, chain 4, and slip stitch into that same space. Skip 1 stitch, single crochet into the next, single crochet into the next space, chain 4, and then slip stitch. Then you're going to skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the next, skip the next stitch and single crochet into the next, chain 4, and slip stitch into that same space. So basically we're doing the same thing we did on the other side of our bra cup. So you're going to keep repeating this until you get to the center of the 2 bra cups, and then I'll show you what to do around that part. When you get to the center, this is what you're going to have. So what we're going to do next is we're going to cross over to the other side of our bra cup. So we're going to skip this cluster, and then we're going to skip the next cluster on the other side as well. So going to skip all this, and into the next space you're going to make a single crochet. Insert your hook in that space, pull up a loop and pull through all. Then chain 4 and slip stitch into that same space. Then skip the next double crochet and single crochet into the next, single crochet into the next space, chain 4 and slip stitch into that same space. So we're now back to our pattern, just like what we did on the other side of the bra cup. We're going to repeat the same thing on this one. So keep repeating that until you get to the space where we chained 1, and then you're going to make a chain. I made a chain of 63, so I'll do that, and then just repeat the same thing. This is me making my chain here, and like I said, I'm making a chain of 63, and then I worked my way back, chaining 3, making slip stitches. So I did that around the chain, and I'm now back to this point. So I'm going to make a single crochet into that same space, and then I'm going to keep repeating the same pattern of making the picots. I'm fast forwarding this because we've already seen it. It's the same thing we did on the first bra cup, so we're just doing this, repeating the same thing on this other side of the cup. So go ahead and continue making the picots. I'll meet you guys once we are done with this part. So next we're going to work around the bottom of our cups to give it a nice edging. So we're going to turn it around, and we're going to continue with that. So I'm going to make 2 single crochets into this first row. That's 1 and 2. And then into the next side row, I'm going to make 2 single crochets. Into the next side row, make 2 single crochets, and you're going to repeat doing that until you get to the end of both bra cups, making 2 single crochets in every side row. Alright, once you get to the end, you're going to slip stitch on top of the single crochet you have from the other side, like so. Then you're going to chain 4 and turn your work. So we're now going to make a row of mesh. We're going to make a row of mesh around the bottom part of our cups. So what you'll do is chain 2, skip 2 and make a double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 2, skip 2 and double crochet into the next. chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next stitch, and you're going to repeat this until you get to the end of this bottom part of our cups. You should have this. Chain 2, skip 2, 1 double crochet into the next, and I'm going to repeat this until I get to the end of both cups. Once you get to the end, this is how your work should be looking at this point. So we're going to make a row of mesh around the back, because this is where our chain is going to go through. So you're going to chain 3 and skip 2, then make a double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2 into the third, make a double crochet, and I'm going to repeat that until I get to the end. When you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 2 and make a double crochet in this loop that you have on the other side of your bra cup, like that. Then you're going to chain up 3 and turn your work. So from here we're going to make the chain that is going to be tied at the back. So going to turn your work and make a double crochet into that chain 2 space, chain 3, make a double crochet into that previous loop, and you're going to repeat that until you have enough chain for yourself. Okay, so I'll keep going until I have enough chains, then I'll be back. So I'm done with my 1 chain, and this is how it looks. Okay, so now that this is done, we're going to make another one on the other side of our bralette. But before that, we need to make that 1 row of mesh around this part here. So you're going to insert your hook in the bottom part of your bralette in that last row of mesh. Then you're going to make a slip knot with your yarn that you're going to use, and then you're going to insert it right in that chain, and then attach the yarn. Chain 1 to secure it, and then you're going to chain up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to yarn over and skip 2, and then into the third you're going to make a double crochet, chain 2, skip 2, and into the next stitch make a double crochet, chain 2, skip 2, into the next make a double crochet, and repeat that pattern until you get to the end. Once you get to the end of the row, you're going to skip the last two stitches, and then you're going to make a double crochet right in that last stitch. Then when you get to the end of the row, you're going to make a double crochet into that loop from the other side of the bralette, chain 3, turn your work, and you're going to make a double crochet between the 2 double crochets you made previously, chain 3, and then you're going to make a double crochet between the chain and the double crochet you made previously. So we're making a chain here, or a strap, that we're going to use to tie around the back of our top. So continue doing that until you have enough length, and then I'm going to do the same. Then I'll be back once I'm done with this part. Okay. After making your straps, this is how your work should be looking. You can actually wear it like this and it will look like that. I'm going to attach a picture right there. Or you can follow the next step where we attach the fringe. So the fringe part is optional. If you like it this way, go on and rock it. Okay, so let's continue with attaching the fringe. So my fringe is 15 inches while doubled. I went ahead and I attached most of my fringe, but I'm going to show you guys how I did it on this last part. So I'm holding 3 strands, 2 purple colors and 1 white. So it's a total of 3. So you're going to get your fringe, and then you're going to insert your hook where you want your fringe to be, and you're going to pull it through like so, and this creates a loop. And then you're going to insert your 2 fingers in that loop and pull through the rest of your fringes. I don't know if that makes sense, but I have slowed it down here so you guys can see it clearly. So that's how you do it. So I ran out of the white color, so this last fringe was 1 color, which is purple. Insert your hook, pull through the loop, pull through the 3 loops, and use your hook to pull through. That's another method, but whichever works for you, go ahead and do it. And there we go. And this brings us to the end of our tutorial, guys. I appreciate you if you have watched this tutorial this far. I'm really grateful, and I hope you didn't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give this tutorial a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you have anything to say about it. I will respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Bye.